We're going live. We're live. She's sound asleep. Hey, good morning. 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I hope you're doing well today. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And I want to talk about radical change. Right, dude, we're going radical. We're going to do some radical change. We're going to do some skating. We're going to do some radical change. No, I'm not going to talk about radical skating changes. Talk about radical changes and how we do business in the Agile and Scrum world. And I have a challenge today. I want to talk about using retrospectives for the opportunity for radical change. I think we're doing things wrong. I think most teams that I've met past the fourth or sixth sprint need to rethink how they do retrospectives. And I'm going to explain that today. So, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And on our show, we talk about Scrum and Agile in a practical and tactical way. We're very tactical here. We're going to get aggressive. How to bring value to the customer, not work those crazy hours to bring that value to the customer. And that's where the radical part comes from. We're going to talk about today. And it gets you home to family and friends because you can have fun, enjoy your life, and do other things besides work. Some people say there's not a balance between work and life. There is. You can enjoy work and life at the same time. It depends what you get to do, what you get to experiment and have fun. We want to have fun at home and in the office. So this is all about freeing that time so you can have that fun, so you can enjoy your life or your work life, right? And have fun with your teammates. So what am I talking about, Greg? What do you mean? What do you mean we're doing retrospectives wrong? I think the books are wrong. The books are fine for the first 4 to 6 months. Get people thinking about, challenge them on a couple of things, but I want to talk about radical change. I came to the realization that we need to make monumental moves to really bring value to the customer, to really make our jobs easier. We need radical change. It can't be a nitpicking stuff like a lot of retrospectives, like, oh, what went well this sprint? What didn't go well? Oh, we never had anything bad. Everything worked perfectly. Bullshit. Okay. When I hear that, I just want to choke and gag. And it's like, well, you're not exploring, you're not stressing, you're not changing what you do, you're not stretching your capabilities when I hear that. And I hear a lot of Scrum Masters throughout my whole career, oh, that's okay. Well, we done, oh, I'll do that stuff for you. And they mother hen their teams. And then, what can we do better? Well, we can meet better. We can attend a meeting better. Those are the things you get in the first 4 sprints. After the 4th sprint, all that stuff, all that easy stuff should be gone, right? Now comes the real hard part, because after the 4th sprint, you figure out what your average velocity is and how you're doing. It's time to accelerate. And it's time to make your jobs easier, because I'm going to tell you right now, when you transition from a waterfall to a agile environment, people are going to want to do both. People are going to want to have stats. They want to have meetings. It doesn't give you enough time to really do the work. That's why we got to get a little more radical. So what I'm proposing is that teams do radical stuff during retro. Not like climb a tree or swing across a mountain, but radical in what they want to change and how they want to do business. Every book, every time when, you have a steady state. We have ops, we have support, we have keeping the lights on, business as usual type stuff. Okay, that's there. That's not going to grow the business and not going to help you produce more with less effort. Not going to happen. You may think it would, but it's really not. What we need to look at is how can we radically do stuff different? And then that needs to be the challenge by the Scrum Master. I don't know if it has to be every sprint, right? Maybe you make a special sprint. Maybe you make a special week. I did do some analysis from a quarterly perspective. And if you did 2-week sprints, about once a quarter, you can take a week and what may be called an innovation sprint. It fits right into the calendar. Depends when your company has their quarterly things, but every quarter, every 6 sprints and a 2-week cycle, you can get a innovation sprint. Maybe that's your solution. But every sprint, every once in a while, we really need to do radical. And I really think it's important that a radical challenge goes out to the team each and every sprint. Ideally, that would be great. And what is that radical sprint? Changing really fundamentally how you do work, right? Radically change it. How do we need to do it differently. We can't just do the same thing. We can't just have the team enter stuff in Jira. Can't just have the product owner enter stuff in Jira. Got to do something different. Write a different way of writing code. Challenge ourselves on how we do code reviews. Challenge ourselves on how we release code. Experiment more. I mean, it's got to be radical change. And why do I say that? As I said before, the small changes, yes, it gets you there. And I'm a big proponent of small. 1% change every sprint is like 26% growth in business without changing how much money you do, right? It's 26 sprints in if you had a 2-week sprint, 52 weeks a year, 26 sprints, if you were to increase your output by 1%. However, this is what I'm thinking. If that 1% comes because you work longer, if that 1% comes because you're working weekends, is that 1% comes because you're not eating lunch, is that 1% coming because you are not exercising, then that's a falsehood. You're going to burn out and you're going to want to quit, right? And that costs corporations lots of money. It doesn't bring value to the customer. It puts a lot of stress on all your teammates. It's not worth it. So, but what is worth it and what is challenging, and I would say which is fun for teams and developers who produce product. Challenge yourselves to pick something that says, I want to do it differently here. I think there's a way, or let's envision ways we can radically change something so that will get us to the next level of how we do business. Whether it be code reviews, pair programming, try something different. Different languages, different systems, different code, different configurations, different servers, whatever it has to be. There's always something out there that could radically change it. Because I look at when I worked at Comcast, it's one of the companies I worked at in the past. Good company, solid company. They had their days, but I really loved. They would do an innovation week. It's where they came up with the speaking into the TV controller, right? It was a radical change. No one really. I mean, there's no reason on this earth they would have thought of that in their process. Tell me where. Tell me where you're working as normal and you do your normal things that you're going to figure that out. That ain't going to happen. They needed radical change to get that new level of service. It's always a radical change. People don't like it, but that's what it is. I'll be honest, which is probably why we do like the ISO and the Demings and the quality circles and the TQM, TQL, Lean, Scrum, Agile, Safe, Less, whatever, because they're not getting the gains that they want to gain. So they're going to introduce radical framework shifts to try to achieve that, which is really not the way to go. The real way to go is use your brain as a team to radically change what you do and how you do it. And in the long run, you're not going to have to work those long hours because you're radically changing how you do it. It becomes a norm. And then that radical change then becomes a habit that you work for another 4 sprints, and then you do another radical change. So maybe that's a good one. So every 4 sprints, you do a radical change, right? Make a radical change, 4 sprints, see how it goes, make it into a habit if it really works well. And then you do another radical change and you do another 4 to 6 sprints to see how it goes. So 6 sprints is a quarter, right? So the next quarter, you need to challenge yourself for a radical change. SAFe provides for that IP sprint, right? So make that your radical change sprint. Make that how we're going to radically do things differently. And there's a dog rolling around. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. I think we're doing retros wrong after about the 4th or 6th sprint. And we really need to challenge everyone to be more radical in what they come up with, what they want to experiment with in the following sprint. So that's my thing for today. That's how you're going to work less hard in the office. You're going to find ways to make it easier for you to produce good quality product for the customer. And you can also make radical change for giving the customer a totally different product, a new product that they can want to buy. Okay. Maybe that's also the radical change. So with that, I want to say thank you very much. Please give us a thumbs up if you like the show. Ring the bell twice. Once, twice. Betty's like, you're just ringing that bell over my head. I know, big girl. See, there's a paw. There's a paw. Bye-bye, everybody. I say goodbye. All right. Happy scrumming. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye. See you.